Hello everyone, my name is Na Kyung Song, and the topic of my presentation is CBI, CLIL, and LEA. The index of the presentation is divided in two parts, CBI and CLIL, and LEA. CBI and CLIL part contains what is CBI and CLIL, principles, theory of language and learning, contemporary models, learner and teacher roles, materials, and advantages. LEA part contains what is LEA, principles, learner and teacher roles, activities, and lastly, advantages. Let's start with CBI and CLIL. CBI is content-based instruction. It is commonly used in North America. Content acts as a vehicle for language learning. Language teacher teaches through English with the content. And content teacher teaches a course for ESL students. Curriculum of CBI originates in the content class. CLIL is content and language integrated learning. It is commonly used in Europe. Content teacher teaches EFL or ESL with content from subjects being used in language classes. Curriculum of CLIL originates in the language class. Development of English language skills for English speakers of lingua franca. Both CBI and CLIL apply principles of communicative language teaching. Both approaches support immersion education. Both approaches promote bilingualism. In short, if the teacher teaches English, then it is considered to be CLIL. If the teacher teaches a subject but in English, that it is considered to be CBI. Principles. People learn a second language more successfully when they use the language as a means of understanding content rather than as an end in itself. CBI better reflects learners' needs for learning a second language. CBI serves to prepare learners for academic studies or for survival in an English language environment. Content provides the basis for activating both the cognitive and the interactional processes that are the starting point for second language learning. CLIL supports individual development and bilingual citizenry. In this context, bilingual citizenry means consider students' eventual use of the language. Theory of language and learning. First, theory of language. Lexis is central in integrating language and content. Lexis is important because vocabulary in CBI tend to be more difficult. Grammar is a resource for communication content. Grammar is acquired through expressing content. Grammatical progression is based on the demands of content rather than in terms of grammatical difficulty. Language is text and discourse-based. Focus is not on phrases or sentences level, but on cohesion and coherence. Both CBI and CLIL address the role of language as a vehicle for learning content, as well as the role of content in the learning of language. Language use draws on integrated skills. Topic-based course provides basis for integrated skills approach. Both CBI and CLIL view language use as involving several skills together. Theory of learning. Comprehension is a necessary condition for second language learning to occur. Negotiation for meaning is important to understand the content. This refers to the collaboration of both teachers and learners in understanding content. Learning is facilitated by corrective feedback, clarification request, recast, repetition, explicit correction, elicitation, and metalinguistic feedback. Content and language are learned by dialogic talk. Effective discourse in CBI and CLIL classrooms is said to have the features of dialogic talk. Prior knowledge is important for CBI. Scaffolded learning plays an important role in CBI and CLIL. Contemporary models. In CBI, there are 4 contemporary models. Theme-based model. Syllabus is organized around themes or topics like modern cinema or conserving water. Sheltered model. Content courses taught by a content area specialist to ESL students. Adjunct model. Students take 2 linked courses simultaneously. One content, one language that are complementary. Skills-based model. Focuses on a specific academic skill area that is linked to study in other subjects or disciplines. Contemporary models of CLIL. It embraces all the sectors of education from primary to adults. It involves project work, examination courses, drama, mathematical investigations. CLIL is flexible and dynamic. Topics and subjects of CLIL are integrated. It provides value and educational outcomes for the learners. Learner and teacher roles. First, learner roles. A goal in CBI is for learners to become autonomous and understand their own learning process. Students support each other in collaborative models of learning. Learners learn by doing. Learners interpret input actively and tolerate uncertainty. Learners are the source of content. Learners select topics or activities. In CLIL, learners' role is central. It needs active participation of learners. It is more student-centered approach. Learning cognitively challenging content through another language requires teacher. Teacher roles. In CBI, teachers develop their own course and material. They familiarize with difficult content. They develop new approaches for assessment. They have high motivation and commitment. In CLIL, teachers modify the language and teaching content. They provide appropriate invention and feedback. They support students' comprehension and production. They facilitate dialogic and scaffolded instruction. Materials. In both CBI and CLIL, the materials play a central role and be specially designed. Materials used to teach content subjects and the variety of different forms of authentic materials. Because context and situation-specific materials are required with both approaches, commercial textbooks are not usually available. Already-made materials can be used in the classroom, but teachers need to spend a considerable amount of time developing, adapting existing learning resources. Advantages. Both CBI and CLIL help students achieve individual, educational, social, intercultural goals. Learning is personalized, so students can create their own knowledge and develop skills. Both CBI and CLIL is flexible. In CBI, teachers can develop content based on students' needs. In CLIL, it works for primary to adults and can involve project work, drama, etc. Both approaches combine content and language. Both approaches are motivating. Now let's start the part of LEA. LEA is language experience approach. It integrates students' experience with interactive activities. It integrates development of reading skills with listening, speaking, and writing skills. LEA is based on students' oral and written expression. LEA is similar to whole language. Both approaches emphasize the importance of literature. LEA may produce weaker effects on people with special needs. Principles. The emphasis is on using children's own language. The lessons of LEA are student-centered rather than teacher-centered. Supports learners' concept development and vocabulary growth during reading and writing activities with personal experience. Phonics lessons are not directly taught in isolation. Learner and teacher roles. First, learner roles. The learners are a collaborator. They collaborate with fellow students and teacher. Learners are also evaluators. They evaluate their own and others' learning with the help of the teacher. Learners are self-directed. Learners are also selectors of learning materials and activities and conversational partners. Teacher roles. Teachers are facilitators and active participants in the learning community rather than experts. Teachers support collaborative learning. Teachers negotiate the plan of work with the learners. Teachers help children develop skills for interacting with each other, solving interpersonal conflicts and problems. Teachers demonstrate appropriate writing conventions. Activities. LEA uses real-world materials rather than commercial texts, for example, newspaper or storybooks. Activities of LEA contain discussing the experience, cooperative writing of the story on a chart, board, or a computer, participation in extension activities related to the story, rereading story, matching sentences with sentence strips, word banks which word cards contain words a child has used in stories. Advantages. LEA promotes good self-concept. LEA promotes close contact between teacher and students. It is an excellent way to provide a variety of programs that are needed to teach reading. Children see relationship between reading and their oral language. Children see transformation of oral language to print, including dictionality, spacing between words, meanings, punctuation, and capitalization. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for listening, and have a nice day.